More than 250,000 landlords will face an uphill battle when refinancing their fixed-rate mortgage.
Nine's finance and business reporter Chris Kohler joins us now. Chris, what's behind all this?
Morning, Sarah and Carl. This is that interest rate cliff that a lot of people have been talking about, a problem that's going to impact about 880,000 people with a fixed mortgage rate, because when that rate ends, their repayments will be jumping, and in some cases they'll be more than tripling. As you say, 275,000 of those are investors, landlords, and they face the threat of not being able to refinance and maybe having to sell their properties, which of course would have a flow-on effect into the rental market and fewer rentals available. So this is one of those problems that's just going to keep on rolling this year, unfortunately.
How much less are borrowers able to access them?
Well, compared to a year ago, someone with an average wage can borrow about $170,000 less, according to Rate City calculations. So that's $680,000 to $510,000, of course, depending on their circumstances. A lot can change there. But not only have the interest rates gone up, but when you add in the bank stress tests, people are having to prove that they can pay as much as 8.5% in interest, which is an incredibly high hurdle, and that's why a lot of people aren't going to be able to make it.
Yeah, they aren't. If they can get in, Harry Triguboff says on the front page of The Australian today, things are going to boom any second.
That'd suit him.
He knows what he's talking about. Welcome back. The current property price bounce is likely to be short-lived, with some experts still predicting a top-to-bottom fall in prices of 15 to 20%.
Even if the property prices fall further, first home buyers are finding it struggle to jump in. It's going to be a struggle. So how much do you need to earn to purchase a property stress-free? Money expert Effie Zahos has crunched the numbers for us. Effie, good morning.
Good morning.
What is mortgage stress looking like these days?
Well, look, we may possibly have a pause. But that relies on next week's data. So we've got inflation coming out and also retail sales. We need to look at that. But mortgage stress, typically it is if you spend over 30% of your pre-tax dollars on your home loan repayments, you're considering mortgage stress. Other definitions, as this data here from Digital Finance Analytics shows, that if you spend basically more than you earn on your mortgage and other costs, you're in mortgage stress. These numbers are alarming because they're saying about 47% of households are in mortgage stress. Rental stress is even higher, and investor stress not so much. And I guess that can come down to you can actually get your negative gearing, your tax benefits with your interest payments, and typically investors may earn a little bit more.
OK, let's look at how much you can buy a house for.
OK, I'll show you the bad news first, because there are ways around this. So I had a look at basically what's the median house price in each state. I had a look at what people are earning in each state. So incomes differ and prices differ. So on the left-hand side basically shows what your pre-tax income needs to be to service a mortgage house in that area, assuming a 20% deposit. You can see here on the right-hand side is the difference. That's how much shortfall there is in income. So that's in negative. So basically what this says, all around Australia, someone on the average income pretty much would be in mortgage stress if they're trying to pay off a home loan on their own.
What's the down representing? Is that just the interest rate hike? Or
no, that's the difference between what you need to earn and what you are actually earning. So, for example, Canberrans, they earn the most. They earn about $105,000 a year, but they've still got a bit of a shortfall there based on the median house price to service it. Units, on the other hand, if I can just flick it over to units now, a little bit of a different story. You'll see in some states, someone on a single income would not be in mortgage stress trying to service their repayments. Now, I've got to stress here, these are medium house prices. Most first home buyers aren't buying this level. So, there are some hope out there. People are clearly buying. So it's a case of not going in on, getting into an entry-level property price.
I've got to get in first.
Yeah. There's definitely supply issues, but there are ways you can get in there. Unfortunately, the bank of mum and dad is closing. I'm going to make that call because I had a look at the numbers there. That's dropped from, say, almost 30,000 people that were helping their kids back in March 2021 right down to 6,000. The amount they're still helping them, though, is quite a bit, 103,000. So how do you avoid mortgage stress? How do you get in here? Obviously, you need to earn more or spend less. So consider a unit over a house. The difference there, just looking at the median prices in capital cities, is almost 250,000 price difference from a unit to a house. And then again, look at your state's territories' shared equity schemes that are out there. I'm still waiting for the federal government to come out with their Help to Buy scheme. No word on that, but each state does have their own.
If you can get in. Harry Triguboff, the guru of all of these things, saying that the property market is going to boom in the next little bit.
Well, again, they're saying next year will be a different market too. But, guys, get rid of all the headlines. Try not to panic and buy well. I think next next one probably still.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and
What's my name again?
oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?